shockwaves through the British royal family. In a move that has left the nation stunned, the Duke of Kent, who has held a key role in the Order of the Garter for decades, has abruptly stepped down and handed leadership over to Catherine, the Princess of Wales. This unprecedented decision comes at a time when King Charles is quietly retreating from the spotlight due to health concerns. Observers believe this is more than just a symbolic gesture. It is a calculated power shift that opens an entirely new path for Catherine within the monarchy. Catherine is now the first non-royal-born woman in this century to be appointed head of the Order of the Garter. She is no longer the quiet royal daughter-in-law standing behind her husband. She now stands as a symbol of a new era. But why Catherine? Why would the Duke of Kent, a figure so deeply rooted in royal tradition, willingly step aside as something being quietly orchestrated within the royal household? This unexpected transfer of power may well signal a much faster transition to the throne than anyone had predicted. The British royal family is no stranger to moments that capture the world's attention, but few could have predicted the emotional weight of the 2025 Garter Day ceremony at Windsor Castle. In a historic and unexpected move, the Duke of Kent, a steadfast figure in the royal family for decades, passed the leadership of the most noble order of the Garter to the Princess of Wales, Catherine. The decision left royal insiders stunned, sparked whispers across the Commonwealth, and marked a pivotal shift in the monarchy's future. What unfolded during this grand ceremony, steeped in centuries-old tradition, was more than a formal exchange of titles. It was a deeply personal moment that showcased Catherine's growing influence, the Duke's quiet strength, and a royal family navigating change with grace. Stay with us as we unravel the layers of this extraordinary day, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. The Order of the Garter, founded in 1348 by King Edward III, is Britain's oldest and most prestigious order of chivalry, reserved for a select few. Its knights are chosen for their exceptional contributions to the nation and the monarchy. For the Duke of Kent, who has served as a companion of the order since 1985, his role has been a cornerstone of his long and dutiful life. At 89, the Duke, known for his unwavering commitments to public service, made a choice that no one saw coming. Handing over the leadership to Catherine, a figure beloved for her poise and modern approach to royalty, was a gesture that spoke volumes about trust, legacy, and the monarchy's evolution. This wasn't just a ceremonial act, it was a statement about the future. The annual Garter Day procession, held on June 16, 2020, was a spectacle of tradition and splendor. Windsor Castle, bathed in summer sunlight, served as the backdrop for a ceremony that has remained largely unchanged for centuries. The king, resplendent in the order's signature velvet robes, plumed hat, and glistening insignia, led the procession alongside Queen Camilla, Knights of the Garter, including the Prince of Wales, Princess Royal, Duke of Edinburgh, and Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, followed in grand ceremonial dress, accompanied by a marching band and officers of the order. Hundreds of onlookers, shielding themselves from the heat with straw, hats, and parasols, lined the castle grounds, cheering as the procession wound its way from the quadrangle to St. George's Chapel. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, was a vision of elegance. She wore a white peplum-style outfit by self-portrait, its tailored silhouette accentuating her regal presence. The ensemble was paired with a saucer-style hat by Sahar Barrett, a nod to classic royal fashion, and timeless pearl jewelry that added a touch of understated glamour. Her chestnut hair cascaded in loose rippling waves, framing her face, while her makeup, smoky eyeshadow and a hint of rosy pink lipstick, struck a perfect balance between sophistication and warmth. As she walked alongside other spouses of the Garter Knights, including the Duchess of Edinburgh and Sir Timothy Lawrence, her calm confidence was unmistakable. But it was what happened inside St. George's Chapel that would steal the spotlight. The Garter Day service is a solemn affair, a moment where tradition meets reverence. After a lunch hosted by the sovereign, The knights and officers processed on foot to St. George's Chapel for a short service where new companions are typically installed. This year, however, the ceremony took an unexpected turn. The Duke of Kent, who has attended countless Garter Day services with quiet dignity, was driven to the chapel rather than walking, a subtle sign of his advancing age. Yet his presence carried the weight of decades of service. As the service began, the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. Royal watchers noted the Duke's steady gaze and Catherine's composed demeanor, but no one was prepared for what came next. In a moment that left the congregation speechless, the Duke of Kent rose to address the assembly. His voice, steady but tinged with emotion, announced his decision to step back from his leadership role within the order and pass it to the Princess of Wales. Gasps rippled through the chapel. This was unprecedented. The leadership of the order, while ceremonial, is a position of immense symbolic importance, and the Duke's choice to entrust it to Catherine signaled a profound shift. As he spoke, he praised Catherine's dedication to the monarchy, her compassion, and her ability to bridge tradition with modernity. The future of this order, and indeed our nation, rests in capable hands, he said, his eyes meeting Catherine's. Catherine, seated among the royal family, was visibly moved. Her eyes glistened with tears, and a faint smile betrayed her humility. The king, watching from his place, nodded in approval. The moment was not just a transfer of responsibility, it was a public affirmation of Catherine's place as a cornerstone of the monarchy's future. As the service concluded, the congregation erupted in applause, a rare break from protocol that underscored the significance of the moment. To understand why this handover resonated so deeply, we need to look at the Duke of Kent's legacy and Catherine's journey. The Duke, born Prince Edward in 1935, has lived a life of quiet service. A first cousin of Queen Elizabeth II, he has carried out thousands of public engagements, from representing the monarchy at state events to supporting charities like the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. His role in the Order of the Garter has been a point of pride, a symbol of his lifelong commitment to duty. Yet, at 89, the Duke has increasingly relied on aides and adapted his schedule to reflect his age. His decision to pass the leadership to Catherine was not a retreat, but a deliberate act of trust in the next generation. Catherine, meanwhile, has grown into one of the most respected figures in the royal family. Since marrying Prince William in 2011, she has navigated the complexities of royal life with grace. Her work in mental health, early childhood development, and cancer awareness has earned her global admiration. But it's her ability to connect with people, whether through a warm smile at a public event or a thoughtful gesture behind the scenes, that has made her a beloved figure. The Duke's decision to hand her the leadership of the order was a recognition of her unique ability to carry forward its traditions while making them relevant for a new era. The handover also reflects a broader shift within the monarchy. King Charles III, who has championed a slimmed-down royal family, has emphasized the importance of adaptability. By endorsing the Duke's decision, he signaled his confidence in Catherine as a leader who can uphold the monarchy's values while engaging younger generations. The moment was a reminder that the royal family, while rooted in history, is not afraid to embrace change. For those in attendance, the ceremony was more than a display of pomp and pageantry. It was a deeply emotional moment that highlighted the personal bonds within the royal family. The Duke of Kent, often described as reserved, showed a rare vulnerability as he spoke of his trust in Catherine. His words were not just about the order, but about the future of the monarchy itself. For Catherine, the moment was bittersweet. Sources close to the royal family say she was deeply honored, but overwhelmed by the responsibility. She has always admired the Duke's quiet strength, one insider shared. To receive this from him in such a public way was profoundly moving. The King and Queen Camilla were equally affected. Charles, who has known the Duke his entire life, was seen wiping his eyes as the applause filled the chapel. Even Prince William, known for his stoic demeanor, was visibly proud of his wife. As the royal family departed St. George's Chapel in carriages, the mood was one of quiet reflection. The day had not just honored tradition, it had redefined it. The ceremony was a turning point for Catherine, cementing her role as a leader within the royal family. Over the years, she has quietly transformed from a young bride into a confident figure who commands respect on the global stage. Her work with initiatives like the Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood and her public appearances during her cancer treatment have shown her resilience and authenticity. But the Garter Day ceremony was different. It was a public acknowledgement of her readiness to take on greater responsibilities, not just as a princess, but as a steward of the monarchy's oldest traditions. Royal watchers have noted subtle changes in Catherine's demeanor in recent years. The way she carries herself at public events, poised yet approachable, mirrors the quiet confidence of Queen Elizabeth II. Her interactions with the public, whether chatting with children at a charity event or engaging with world leaders, show a natural ease that comes from years of experience. The Duke's decision to entrust her with the Order's leadership was a nod to this evolution. Catherine has always been more than a royal figurehead, one commentator noted. She's a leader who understands the power of connection. While much of the attention has focused on Catherine, the Duke of Kent's role in this moment cannot be overstated. His decision was not made lightly. Known for his meticulous approach to duty, the Duke spent months consulting with the King and other senior royals before making his announcement. He wanted to ensure the Order's legacy was in safe hands, a source revealed. Catherine was his choice from the start. The Duke's trust in her reflects his belief in the monarchy's ability to evolve while staying true to its roots. The Duke's influence extends beyond the ceremony. Over the years, he has quietly mentored younger royals, including Catherine and William. His advice, often delivered over tea at his Kensington Palace apartment, is said to be grounded in decades of experience. He's a walking history book, one aide said, but he's also forward-thinking. He sees Catherine as the bridge between the past and the future. By stepping back, the Duke has ensured that his legacy will live on through Catherine's leadership. The Garter Day ceremony was a powerful testament to the unity of the royal family, a bond forged through shared duty and mutual support. Despite the challenges of recent years, health struggles, public scrutiny, and the profound loss of Queen Elizabeth II, the royals have emerged stronger, leaning on each other in ways that resonate deeply with the public. The presence of senior royals like the Prince of Wales, Princess Royal, Duke of Edinburgh, and the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester at the ceremony was more than a show of protocol. It was a visible demonstration of their collective commitment to the monarchy's future and to each other. Catherine's new role as leader of the most noble order of the Garter, entrusted to her by the Duke of Kent, became a symbol of this unity, a moment where personal and institutional loyalty intertwined. Behind closed doors, the royal family's relationships are built on quiet moments of connection. Catherine and the Duke of Kent share a particularly warm bond, rooted in mutual respect and admiration. She's always valued his wisdom, an insider shared. He has a way of putting things into perspective, drawing on his decades of service. The Duke, known for his reserved demeanor, has been a guiding figure for Catherine, offering insights into the complexities of royal life. Their interactions, often away from the public eye, reveal a mentorship that has shaped Catherine's approach to her duties. During the ceremony, their exchanged glances spoke volumes, a silent acknowledgement of trust and shared purpose. The broader royal family also played a crucial role in this historic moment. King Charles III, who has navigated his own challenges as monarch, was visibly moved by the Duke's decision. His nod of approval during the ceremony was a public endorsement of Catherine's readiness to take on greater responsibilities. Prince William, Catherine's greatest champion, was a pillar of strength throughout the day. He's immensely proud of her, a source close to the couple revealed. This moment was as much about their partnership as it was about her individual achievement. The ceremony also highlighted the younger royals' roles in supporting one another. The Princess Royal, known for her no-nonsense approach, has become a mentor to Catherine, offering practical guidance on balancing royal duties with personal life. The Duke of Edinburgh, a newer addition to the Garter Knights, shares Catherine's commitment to modernizing the monarchy while honoring its traditions. Even the Duchess of Gloucester, often less visible in public, was present, her quiet presence a reminder of the family's depth and resilience. Together, they formed a united front, each contributing to a moment that will define the monarchy for years to come. This sense of unity extends beyond the ceremony itself. In private, the royals have rallied around each other through personal and public trials. Catherine's cancer diagnosis and treatment, for example, brought the family closer, with the Duke of Kent sending her handwritten notes of encouragement. "He's old school like that," an aide noted, "but it means the world to her." These small gestures, rarely seen by the public, reveal a family that operates not just as an institution, but as a network of support. The Garter Day ceremony, with its blend of tradition and emotion, was a public reflection of this private strength, a reminder that the monarchy endures because of the people behind it. As the new leader of the most noble order of the Garter, Catherine steps into a role that is both a privilege and a challenge. The position, while largely ceremonial, carries significant symbolic weight, representing the monarchy's commitment to honor, service, and tradition. Catherine's responsibilities will include participating in the annual Garter Day service, representing the order at official events, and overseeing its ceremonial activities. Yet, true to her forward-thinking approach, she is already exploring ways to elevate the order's presence in the modern era. Catherine wants to honor the order's history while making it resonate with today's audiences, a source close to the royal family shared. This could involve public initiatives, such as exhibitions showcasing the order's artifacts or educational programs to engage younger generations with its storied past. Catherine's vision is ambitious but grounded in her signature pragmatism. Insiders suggest she is collaborating with historians and royal advisors to develop a strategy that balances tradition with accessibility. One idea reportedly under consideration is a digital archive of the order's history, making its records and traditions available to a global audience. Another is a series of community outreach events that highlight the order's values of service and chivalry, potentially involving schools and charities. These efforts reflect Catherine's belief that the monarchy must evolve to remain relevant, a philosophy she has applied to her work in mental health and early childhood development. The role will also test Catherine's ability to juggle her already demanding schedule as a mother of three and a senior royal, with commitments to causes like cancer awareness and the Royal Foundation. She faces a delicate balancing act. Yet those close to her are confident in her ability to rise to the occasion. Catherine has an incredible work ethic, one aide noted. She's meticulous in her planning and has a knack for making everything look effortless. Prince William, her steadfast supporter, is said to be fully behind her new responsibilities, offering both emotional and practical support as she navigates this chapter. Beyond the logistics, Catherine's leadership will carry a deeper significance. The Order of the Garter, with its centuries-old traditions, is a symbol of continuity, and her role places her at the heart of the monarchy's enduring legacy. At the same time, her modern approach and rooted in empathy and connection positions her to redefine what that legacy means for the future. She's not just preserving tradition, one royal commentator observed. She's breathing new life into it. As she steps into this role, Catherine is poised to leave an indelible mark, not only on the order, but on the monarchy itself. The 2025 Garter Day ceremony will go down in history as a moment when the monarchy looked to the future while honoring its past. The Duke of Kent's decision to hand the leadership of the Order of the Garter to Catherine was a bold move, one that spoke to his faith in her abilities and the monarchy's adaptability. For Catherine, it was a moment of profound personal and professional growth, a chance to step into a role that blends tradition with modernity. As the royal family returned to Windsor Castle in carriages, the crowds outside cheered, sensing the significance of what they had witnessed. Inside the castle, the mood was one of quiet celebration. The Duke of Kent, ever the stoic figure, allowed himself a rare smile. Catherine, still processing the weight of the moment, shared a quiet moment with William, their hands clasped tightly. It was a reminder that, at its core, the monarchy is about people, flawed, human, and striving to make a difference. Undercurrents between Catherine and Camilla, the silent battle inside the British royal family, the relationship between Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Camilla, Queen Consort, has long been believed to hide many unseen storms. Although both women always appear civil and gracious in public, a series of details behind the flash of cameras and polite smiles reveals a bond that is tense and complex. Inside the British court, where every word and gesture carries symbolic weight, even a slight change in seating order or a fleeting look can deliver a message of power. In the relationship between the two most important women of the present dynasty, such details emerge with remarkable frequency. From the moment Camilla officially became queen beside King Charles, observers predicted quiet clashes with the family's most celebrated daughter-in-law. Camilla, once a thorn in the public eye after the death of Princess Diana, carries a past that is not easily erased. Meanwhile, Catherine has steadily built a flawless image, cherished by British media and citizens alike. This stark contrast in public perception invites constant unspoken comparison. A major source of sensitivity is the difference in winning hearts. Camilla has spent decades regaining a measure of public goodwill. Catherine, by contrast, was embraced almost immediately upon entering the family. With her fresh image, exemplary lifestyle, and dedication to her royal role, Catherine easily captures affection from both citizens and the press. This prominence is said to unsettle Camilla, especially as she works to secure her place as queen during a delicate transition. Tension also surfaces in decisions about children, notably in the education of Prince George. Camilla, as step-grandmother and a close influence on King Charles, is reputed to favor traditional aristocratic schools for George. Catherine, however, holds her own vision. She prefers her children to grow in open, modern environments with fewer pressures. This difference in outlook has produced discreet friction, though never formally confirmed. Yet palace sources note it was one of the rare times Catherine asserted herself firmly with Camilla. Another subtle but crucial field of strain lies in royal ceremony and protocol. At major events such as the coronation, trooping the color, and diplomatic receptions, observers notice Camilla sometimes keeps a measured distance from Catherine. In return, Catherine often maintains her own space through posture, seating choice, or guarded eye contact. Court etiquette experts have stated that the gap between them is not merely personal. It reflects an underlying competition for symbolic authority. Conflict also appears in the press. At times, British media seems split into two camps. One side tends to protect Camilla, usually papers with close links to Clarence's house. The other side continually praises Catherine, particularly tabloids that once championed Princess Diana. Mild critiques of Catherine are often suspected to originate from writers sympathetic to Camilla. Meanwhile, pro-Catherine outlets readily invoke Camilla's past to reinforce the image of the Princess of Wales as the nation's mother-to-be. A telling example is King Charles's coronation. Camilla invited more than 20 members of her own family to prominent seats, while only 4 Middletons attended. This stirred debate about favoritism and social distance. Soon after, at another state occasion, Catherine stood level with the king while Camilla stepped back slightly. Such minor shifts carry great weight in the world of royal ritual. Rumors even claim that Camilla has tried to limit Middleton presence at formal events to underline the division between royal blood and in-laws. This drives Catherine to exercise greater caution, keeping a clear boundary from the queen consort during family meeting. Catherine also affirms her independence by launching initiatives that do not overlap with Camilla's interests, such as mental health programs. children's education projects, and advocacy for women. Seen from outside, the relationship between Catherine and Camilla is a delicate balance between royal courtesy and real competition. Both women know that overstepping could trigger a public storm. Yet backstage events suggest a quiet standoff in which neither wants to yield first. As Britain enters a new era with the next generation rising, the rapport between these two women will greatly influence the monarchy's image and stability. In a world steeped in ceremony, symbolism, and power, every glance, step, an inch of space can speak volumes beyond words. And